Hi, how are you? Welcome back. It's time to do the tarot. And we're doing the tarot for the Aquarius full moon. And isn't that a lovely thing to be doing tarot for? Okay. And because it's a full moon and it's going to be illuminating everything, I thought I would use the Shadowscapes. Can you see? This is my beautiful deck. And it's all about layers and layers and layers of information. So again, there's a lot going on in the cards. So I'll hold it up, give you plenty of time to go in and have a look and have a good look at the cards and see what we've got to say. And it's very nice because the card I was just holding up was the World card, the Change card. And it is time for change. Put it on this side. I think it's always better if I put it on this side. So it's time for change. That there's someone looking up at the beautiful full moon, looking at the change coming and welcoming it in. Because it definitely is a time of change and it's definitely a time of turn. So that's what's been going on. So we've got the full moon in Aquarius, which is the sign of the innovator. It's also the sign for thinking. It's air sign. But remember, Aquarius also got the water bearer. So it's also about movement, emotion and balance and values. So expect to have some interesting things highlighted. Uranus is also in retrograde, remember? So Uranus is the planet for Aquarius. So, and Uranus is the Great Awakener. And so there's expect to have some unusual awakening, some unusual awareness. And I think that's a really good thing because it's the start of something new. So let's see what the cards have to say. Just as I said what the cards got to say, the answer came in plenty. Okay, lovely. So we've got the Three of Wands. Okay, I'll bring it aside again. And now this has got to do with manifesting. And look, they're looking to the horizon, so it's looking forward. It's having a think about what might be coming, what we've asked to come in. And I'm reading this as a manifestation. So this is also a great time for us to start to see some of our manifestations and start to see some things come in. The thing to remember, all right, the thing to remember is that currently our plates are full. We are busy people. The only way new stuff can come in is we need to make room for it. So that means we need to change something that's already existing in our life or get rid of it. So this is definitely looking at something new, it's looking at manifestations, and I think that's a lovely, lovely way for us to be thinking about the new moon and what's coming in. And in the traditional tarot, it's our ships coming in. And it's definitely thinking there's something new on the horizon. So start to make space for it. And you might find with the stars at the moment and after the eclipse season, some things will no longer be fitting and they will be forced to make space for it. Oh, look at that. There we are, the Page of Swords. And we talked about the Aquarius full moon and Aquarius being all about innovations and thinking. And Swords is all about starting to change the way we think. And in this instance, it's starting to change the way we think about the world and our place in the world. And that's the Page. It's a very new beginning. So you can see there's lots of new beginnings within that. If you look into the cards, you'll see that there's a swirl of herons, and herons are the messenger birds. So this is really, really saying pay attention because there's lots of information coming in. There's lots of different ways of thinking. So there's a lot to be happening for. We might need some downtime. We might need some still time. So again, I harp on this a lot, but take some deep breaths. Get a bit focused on one repetitive task, maybe working out or meditation or washing the dishes or something like that, or cleaning the house. And you'll find that your mind will ruminate and some interesting thoughts will pop in. Okay, look at that. How beautiful. Oh, Seven of Pentacles. Okay. So this is about manifesting. We planted the seed, we put the initiative out there. Seven is about opportunity and options, and this is about bearing fruit. So something that we've been wanting to change, that to be wanting to bring in, that we've been trying to bring in, it's on the way. It's on the way. So make space for it. Get rid of junk that we don't need anymore. Get rid of anything that's holding you back. And we've already started doing that before with these turbulences. A lot of us have been making big decisions about things, and even small decisions about things we should have decided a long time ago. So things that have been hanging on for a bit, they're now quite clear. No, yes, in, out, working, not working, get rid of it. So that's always really good. Oh, I'm loving these cards. Okay. All right, okay. And now what do we have? We've got the Nine of Swords. Whoops. And the Nine of Swords is when we are tired. This is the tired warrior. But we're still looking up to the sky because we're still happy to fight for it. But it's almost the end of the cycle. So what this is actually saying to us is a little bit, maybe, because we're about to change the levels of cards now, this is the advice, maybe it's time to stop fighting the things that you've been fighting so hard and just accept. It's either working or it's not working, and maybe it's time to do that. So what else is some other advice that's coming through? Okay. Oh, look at that. It's the sun. It is all about you. The sun is in Leo. The Leo is about I, Mercury, Venus, Mars. They're all in Leo. It's about you. You should be fighting your battles. If you are fighting someone else's battles and you don't have the energy for it anymore, and by fighting someone else's battles, sometimes that's doing something because you think you should be doing it, rather than doing something because you believe in it. Just wait for the truck to go. So that's something to be considering as well. Make sure it's all about you. Don't be fighting other people's battles, and don't be fighting something just because it is something that you think you should be doing. If you don't believe in it, don't be doing it. Don't you do it. All right. Okay. Seven of Cups. So we're doubling up with the sevens. I did a private reading just the other day, and again, it must be the season because she ended up with 3 sevens. When you get doubles, it's doubling up with the meaning. It's really saying this is it. Opportunity. Something is coming. Multiple things are coming. This is definitely something coming, opportunities. And can you see where it's coming from? It's coming from in the sky. It's unexpected. So you've got to be open. Now remember, manifesting is not a straightforward, I said this last time, step by step by step. You can put something out there, but the universe will give you what it can, or what's ready, or what you need, and sometimes it's not exactly what you were wanting. Okay, so we're definitely talking about opportunity, we're talking about change, we're talking about having the focus on us, and also have a look at this card. Can you see how strong? See all that swirling energy? That's you. That's you manifesting and changing the environment around you. That's you. Okay. Okay, and there's just one more that we're going to bring out, so let's just see what else is coming forward. Ace of Cups. New beginnings. And it's new beginnings about something that we value. How beautiful is that? How beautiful is the Ace of Cups? There you go. There's something about what we value or how we value something, and it's a new beginning. So after all of this change, there's new beginning. Okay. And I spoke in the astrology video about the churn. So remember, churn is kind of like noise. It's there, it's popping up, it's bubbling all around, but it really has no long-term lasting impacts and no real messages. It's just messy churn because we've got 3 big planets, or one really big planet, Jupiter, and Mars and Uranus on the moon. Now remember, the reason we're having so much churn is because we've got Jupiter, and Jupiter makes everything bigger. Okay, so I'm just going to bring out some Goddess cards. I'm really happy with these Oracle cards. Just went past. And I'm really enjoying them. So let's see. Oh, okay, what comes up? All right, lovely. That's my phone not put on silent. Okay. Oh, okay, all right. She says, I love these cards. First of all, I'll show you them too. They're quite dark, but they're very beautiful. Oh, can I say that there? And they're all about Kui Ling, and Kui Ling is the only female representation of Buddha, and it's the Chinese Buddha of compassion and mercy. Okay, this is the Amaryllis flute. So it's about doing the dance, and it's about movement and music and being in love with what you're doing. And when dancing is representation of grace, of control, and of love. So this is start talking to us about it's time to fall back in love with what we're doing and who we are. And maybe that's the opportunity of the Ace of Cups. And the world and the sun. And the second card that came out, oh look at that, is the Sisters of Light. And when we think about the Sisters of Light, it's two things: light, celebration, lightness, but also have a little bit of think about the Magician, because they're all different. We are complex beings. We are constantly changing and growing. So what was good for us last time may not be good for us now. What served us in the previous aspect of our life may not serve us in the new aspect of our life. So there's always change. And if you move with the change and you stay in the light, then everything becomes easier and more fluid. So this is also the opportunity that we're talking about. Anything that you're doing at the moment that feels way too heavy and feels like it's not getting you where you need to be, it's a good sign to stop. You mightn't throw it out, but you need to stop and really think about it and wait for that Aquarius full moon to give you a new way, a new opportunity. If you want to go forward, to take it forward, or to create something new to replace it. All right, really nice to see you. And be kind to yourself, because there's a lot happening, but all of us is taking us forward. There's great things coming with this new moon. Okay, sorry, with this full moon. A new moon as in the next moon, but it's a full moon in Aquarius.